Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Scarekrow Horror Show. I'm going to drop the weird Ponzi kind of accent, and tonight I'm doing something a little special. I've always been very much borderline obsessed with the works of Edgar Allen Poe, most notably, The Raven, of course, but Telltale Heart has always been a very special piece for me. And tonight I wanted to read the opening few paragraphs of Telltale Heart. You just heard my computer go off. And I'm also messing with my little stand to remove as much shaky cam as possible. So I wanted to give you a little sample of what is going to be my first short horror film, which will be a kind of staged reading of the Telltale Heart done in kind of an interrogation room scenario. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. True. Nervous, very, very, very dreadfully nervous. I have been and am, but why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in heaven and earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how calmly, how healthily I tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none. Passion there was none. I loved the old man. He never wronged me. He'd never given me insult. For his gold I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes. It was this. One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, and so, by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Now, this is the point. You fancy me mad. Madmen know nothing. But you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him. Anyways, yes. So, I really love this story. And my plan for this, letting you all in on it so you know in a little advance, going to straighten this up a little bit again because I'm using a very janky tripod. My plan is to do this as kind of a found footage interrogation room scene and have a little bit of fun with it. Make this character very Killing Joker-esque, completely off his bonkers insane. I don't want to read the entire story because, those of you familiar, the Telltale Heart is extremely, extremely long. Next week, my plan is hopefully maybe I'll continue along this path and I'll read the entirety of The Raven, which is one of my favorite works from Edgar Allen Poe, because of course it is. But please tune in again next week. Thank you for tuning in again this week for the Scarecrow Horror Show, and it will be every Friday. My apologies for missing last week. Just was having a very difficult time trying to get anything down on camera that I was proud of, and I don't want to produce substandard work. So, until next time, this is Krowbot, powering down.